If your dream job after pursuing your MBA in Europe is to work in a consulting firm such as McKinsey, Bain, or BCG, then choosing the right business school is absolutely critical. While some MBA programs send lesser than 10% of their students into MBB or the Big Four consulting firms, there are some programs that send 50% or even slightly higher number of students into these consulting firms. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you which are the top 5 MBA programs in Europe to help you get a job into consulting. And I'm going to base my list on the number of students that get into consulting from each business school and also on how the business school actually helps students prepare for consulting work. Hi, my name is Amaya. I'm a study abroad counselor. I've helped hundreds of students get into the world's top ranked universities. I myself did my MBA from the Rotten School of Management. And I also make videos on YouTube to help students make the right study abroad and career choices. So if you're new to the channel and if you haven't already, do subscribe. It'll be a win-win for the both of us. So coming in at number 5, we have HEC Paris. Now, HEC Paris recruits 260 students into their MBA program every year. And around 15% of those students or around 40 students get into consulting. Now, HEC has the MBB firms as well as the Big Four consulting firms as one of their 40 recruiting partners, which means that these consulting firms regularly visit campus for networking sessions and helping students with the case prep method. In addition to this, the recruitment team at HEC Paris, the career services team, also helps students prepare through different workshops. So all this means that HEC comes in at number 5 at our list. So next at number 4, we actually have a tie between two business schools. We have Oxford Saïd's MBA program up in England, and then we have IE Business School down in Spain. Now both these business schools send around 60 to 70 students every year when it comes to consulting. Oxford in particular actually benefits a lot from the brand name of the university. So when you look for jobs in consulting, yes, they will recruit students who are MBA grads, but they also recruit students from other disciplines such as law, economics, and computer science, where Oxford is actually very strong. So you can actually find a lot of Oxford grads from these different disciplines in MBB consulting firms, which means that you can leverage the wider Oxford network when it comes to getting referrals for MBA jobs or when it comes for networking sessions. In addition to this, Oxford has a very interesting format of the MBA program. Yes, you can choose to do the 1-year MBA program at the side business school, but you can also do a dual degree, a 1+1 degree wherein you do 1 year in the MBA program and then you do 1 year pursuing your master's in either computer science, law, or public policy. And this is very powerful if you want to get into a particular field of consulting such as tech strategy or consulting for the public sector. Now, on the other hand, the IE MBA program offers a very different experience. For one, it's far more flexible than the Oxford MBA program. You can choose to start the program either in September or in January. You can complete the MBA either in 1 year, 1.5 years, or in 2 years. And they place really well in the Middle East as well as Africa. Now, while Oxford is very strong when it comes to strategy consulting, IE Business School is very strong in tech consulting space. Coming in at number 3, we have IESE in Spain. The IESE MBA program is arguably number 1 in Spain, and it's within the top 10 MBA programs in the world if you were to go by the FT MBA rankings. Now, IESE students go through around 400 cases during their whole MBA preparation. So they follow a style of study which is similar to Harvard Business School's MBA. And studying so many cases actually trains them to think like consultants, which gives them a leg up in the recruitment process. Of course, the MBB consulting firms recruit heavily from IESE, but then you also have other consulting firms such as Oliver Wyman and A.T. Kearney that do recruit heavily. Now, out of the 450 students in IESE's MBA cohort, 40% or close to 180 students get into consulting every single year. And what's even more impressive is that 60% of these students have no prior consulting experience. So this is a great business school to go to if you want to get into consulting from some other industry. Also, the school is very generous with scholarships. So that's, I guess, like a cherry on the top. 45% of the students who get into the IESE MBA program are offered a scholarship of some kind. And so if you're trying to optimize for scholarships, this is a business school that should definitely be on your list. At number 2, we have London Business School. There are more than 20 companies that come and recruit at London Business School for consulting roles. Now, this is not a surprise because many consulting companies do have a presence in the London office, which makes networking simple. In fact, all the 3 MBB firms have their Europe headquarters in London. So again, it is very easy for LBS MBA grads to actually reach out to these people and network with them, have coffee chats and whatnot. Now, in addition to all of this, there are several things that actually help London Business School MBA grads get roles in consulting. The first thing is that London Business School offers several electives in the areas of strategy, product management, and analytics. And these subjects actually train students to think like a consultant by giving them the tools and the frameworks that are required to think and work like a consultant. The second thing is that you can participate in one of the several consulting focused clubs at LBS and actually get real hands-on experience working on a real client project while you're in business school. And the third reason is that the London Business School Career Services team does an amazing job when it comes to helping students actually find consulting jobs. They help students arrange networking sessions. They help students with case prep. They even help students refine their resume and build the right skills that are required to crack consulting roles. It's no wonder then that out of the 500 students that land up at LBS's MBA cohort, around 40% or 200 students get into consulting. All right, so coming in at number one, we have the INSEAD MBA program. Guys, INSEAD is in a league all of its own. INSEAD recruits around 930 students every year into its MBA program. And out of that, 50% of the students, that's 460 students, get into consulting roles. And out of that, more than 200 students get into MBB roles. And out of that, more than 100 get into McKinsey. So you can see that INSEAD is way ahead of all the other business schools in this list. And I think the biggest advantage that INSEAD has going for it is the class size. Again, its class size is truly gigantic. It's double the class size of LBS, which was number 2 on this list, which itself is a big MBA cohort. So with such a big class size, several consulting companies have specific recruitment teams that focus on recruiting students only from INSEAD. Plus, it helps that around 1/3 of INSEAD's cohort are basically people who worked in consulting before their MBA. So as a student who wants to break into consulting, you can actually leverage the experience of your classmates to break into these consulting roles. You can ask them for referrals. You can ask them for help when it comes to case prep. And basically, you can take general advice when it comes to the recruitment process for consulting as well. The third thing that actually INSEAD has going for it is the fact that many of its professors are ex-consultants. And so they bring a very consultant style thinking in terms of the tools and analytical frameworks that you use into class. So just by being a part of the program, you're being trained to think like a consultant day in and day out. So that's a wrap for this video. Those were the top business schools in Europe that you should be targeting if you want to break into consulting roles. Getting into the MBA program into any one of these business schools can seriously improve your odds of breaking into consulting. The only problem is that they reject more than 4 out of 5 applicants. So getting in is tough, but it's not impossible. And that's where we come in. If you're applying to one of these MBA programs and if you want to know what your chances are, then you can schedule a free 15-minute one-on-one counseling session with me. And I can tell you exactly what your odds of getting in are. I can tell you what's working for your profile and what needs to improve. I'll share a link in the description. Fill that form if you're interested in the counseling session with me, and my team will get in touch with you. And as always, thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, do drop them below. I'll see you in the next one.